As we unofficially start summer, families, of course, looking to plan travel without breaking the bank. Needed now so much more than ever. So how do you keep costs low and the fun high? Consumer Reporter Steve Noviello is live in Dallas to share some of these much needed strategies that you use for your own vacation. Steve, the first thing, budget. That is so top of mind right now. Inflation, gas prices. Give us your secrets.
Yeah, top of mind, and really a word that nobody really likes to use. So let's kind of flip it on its head a little bit and really refer to it as a spending plan, because when you've got money set aside, all you need to do is come up with a plan to spend it. And it's really all about deciding what is important to you. So in my family, we just got back from vacation in San Diego with our two sons, which essentially means dads have no wants and needs, and it's all about our kids, right? But in reality, what we do is figure out what we're willing to spend more money on. So for us, when we travel with the boys, spending money on an Airbnb is really worth it for us, because as opposed to, sitting huddled in the corner with the headphones on and the iPad in the middle of the night trying to binge watch your favorite show while the kids are trying to sleep, we have a little bit more room, right? So that's important to us. Having a big breakfast as a family somewhere to kind of set the tone for the day each morning, that's also important to us. So making a plan to decide, okay, what must this vacation include will really help you to figure out, okay, the money that we've got, how can we apply it to each one of these things to make sure that it's successful? Now, if it's not enough money, then maybe you cut back, or perhaps maybe you say, this isn't necessarily the destination for us this year. Maybe a different year would be better.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. In fact, this morning we've been highlighting trips around here that are local. Now, another thing that I hear you do, we know you're a genius, but you pay yourself to go on vacation? Tell me about that. So a
little bit of creative writing there, okay? So here's the deal. Listen, in my family, my husband and I, we don't exchange Christmas gifts. We used to. And it was kind of not very fun, because we tried the $100 limit. We tried the just one gift limit. Someone would always get more. Someone would, it brought me absolutely no joy and was kind of a big pain in the neck. So what does bring us joy is going on vacation with our kids. So what we do in lieu of that is every 2 weeks when we get paid, our credit union automatically drafts $100 from our paycheck into a family savings account. That money kind of builds in the background over time, right? So when it comes time for a family vacation, all we have to do is look at the balance on that account, and it tells us exactly what we can afford.
Yeah, that's a genius idea. I don't have kids yet, but like you and your husband, me and my husband, we do that to go on trips. So genius, I love it.
Yeah, perfect, right?
All right,
and then you also have absolutely no hangover in terms of like credit cards and whatever else, because you know what you've got in advance and you know you can pay it all.
Yeah, and it's not March and you're still paying for a Christmas present.
Exactly.
All right, and so let's talk in terms of percentage. How much should people really set aside to make for a good vacation?
So I think that it really depends on what's right for you, right? For me, I don't really buy expensive clothes. We don't eat out in very fancy restaurants unless it's some sort of special occasion. But what we do love to do is travel with our kids and create those kind of experience, situations. So $100 per paycheck is enough that it's going to build over time. So between the two of us, $100 every 2 weeks is $5,200 a year. But the $50 a week that it's going to cost me is not a huge amount of money that I'm going to miss. Instead, what happens is it's building. I don't really miss that it's gone. But the most important part of this is, like they used to say in the old infomercials, set it and forget it. So many times viewers will say to me, listen, I tried the pay yourself situation and I forgot to do it, or something else came up, or whatever the case is. No. I don't want you to take the repetitive action of every 2 weeks transferring this money. I want you to take one action once, which is setting up an auto transfer with your bank or credit union one time. It takes 5 minutes, and that way this money gets transferred automatically. My paycheck hits, I think, at like 9 o'clock at night. By the time I wake up the next morning, the transfer has already happened, so the money is gone before I even realize it's missing. What does happen, though, is that it builds in that account, so when it comes time for family vacation, all we have to do is check out the balance, and we know exactly where we can afford to go.
Yeah, I love that. Great tips. I'm beginning to think, are we the same person? We don't do fancy restaurants either for that very thing.
We should have coffee. We should have coffee.
We should. I'll let you know when I'm back home in Dallas. Thanks, Steve.
All right.